Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at some profits and losses that unfolded on the BankNifty, which is one of the markets over there in India. But before we look at the charts, I just have to remind you that all examples in these videos should be considered as hypothetical. No trades are actually taken, they're just shown for illustration and training purposes only. Remind you there's a risk of loss in trading and investing. Put another way, all professional traders know and understand, but more importantly accept that losses can and will and do unfold, and we'll be looking at a losing trade in today's video. Right, so let's have a look at today, which is the 15th of March, and have a look on a 3-minute chart of the BankNifty. So first of all, you can see that our MTP trend was blue. So you'd be looking for buy setups. So there was a TS2 buy setup there and a TS3 buy setup there. You wouldn't be looking at this TS1 sell because it was against the blue MTP trend, nor that potential sell setup there as well. So let's have a look at these perhaps on the 15-minute trend as well. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, you can see the larger trend was clearly up. I mean, it's just rallying strongly, so it was good to be on the long side of the market. So let's come back down to the 3-minute chart. So I want to have a look at these two setups individually. Zoom in a bit, and here we had a TS2 buy setup initially. So if I right mouse click over the blue buy bar, do analysis, you can see that would have given you a potential trade setup. Remember, we use position sizing here to vary the number of lots, contracts, or shares, contracts in this case, and that could have been a nice profit if it had got to the first target. However, it didn't. The market then took you in. It then went sideways a bit, it then went up a bit, it then went sideways a bit, drifted down, and then would have stopped you out. Yes, this would have been a losing trade. As I said right at the start of the video, losses can and will and do happen. This is part and parcel of any approach to successful approach to trading, is that there always will be losing trades. But we use position sizing. Because we vary the number of lots of contracts to keep the initial risk the same, this means this would have been a 1R or 1 risk unit loss. So let's now have a look at this TS3 buy setup that unfolded. There's the blue buy bar, so I right mouse click, do analysis, and as you can see here, the story is quite different because the market this time went straight with you, rallied up nicely, kept well above your initial entry, so you would have been in profit all the way through up to the first target. But here's the important point, is that on reaching the target, the profit wasn't just large in rupees, or the currency you're trading, it was large in risk reward units. In other words, the profit here would have been 5 times, or 5R, 5 times the initial risk. So in other words, it would have been 5 times greater than the loss you had earlier. So even though there's one loss and one profit there, the profit was 5 times greater than the loss. Therefore, you made money overall on these two particular examples. And that's what MTPredictor is based around. It's based around keeping your initial losses or your initial risk small, so it keeps your losing trade small. So when you have losses, and you will, because losses will always unfold no matter what approach you do, the losses are kept small at 1R or 1 risk unit. But hopefully over time, when you have profits, the profits are large. In this case here, or this example, this profit was 5 times greater than the initial risk, or a 5R profit. So it's been a good example on the BankNifty today. Let's have a quick look at the Nifty. The Nifty was slightly different. In other words, it didn't have a buy setup earlier. It just had the one TS3 buy setup here. If I place the analysis on, this was a slightly smaller profit at just 2R, but there was just the one trade there today. If you'd been more aggressive, you might well have wanted to use our ATR stop to run it a bit further. If you had have done, it would have increased the profit a bit more. But I really wanted to focus on the BankNifty in particular, showing how there was a TS2 losing trade, and show you that losses can and will and always will unfold, but that loss was kept small at -1R, followed by a nice profitable trade where the profit was 5 times greater than initial risk, or a potential 5R profit. So that was MTPredictor unfolding on the BankNifty on a 3-minute chart today.